Hello. Thank you for taking your valuable time to join us in this important discussion of how work works in the 21st century.
If there's one thing I want you to remember today, is that the wow about cloud computing isn't about on-demand IT. It's about on-demand business innovation. Today we'll talk about the cloud revolution and the business repercussions. We'll talk about how work works in the 21st century with BPM inside the cloud. The change from IT or information technology to BT, business technology, based on Web 2.0 and service-oriented architecture. We'll move on and take a quick glimpse at the new innovation imperative, innovation's child. And finally, we'll talk about a subject dear to most of our hearts, the end of management, at least the end of management as we know it today, and the rise of self-organizing, self-managed bioteams. Well, what is the cloud? For a precise definition, that keeps evolving by the way, go to NIST. You'll see the link here below. In short, though, the cloud is the real internet, or what the internet was really meant to be in the first place. An endless computer made up of networks of computers. Even shorter, the cloud is the computer. The economic and innovation implications are game-changing. In the past, information technology was about productivity. Now it's about collaboration, a shared information base, and collective intelligence. One shared world, one shared computer, one shared information base. Well, so what? Cloud computing makes it possible to create new business operations platforms that will allow companies to change their business models and collaborate in powerful new ways with their customers, their suppliers, and their trading partners. Stuff that simply could not be done before. Gregory Simpson, CTO of GE, nets it out. The cloud is nothing more than the platform upon which to build better businesses. You know, there will be many ways in which the cloud will change businesses and the economy. Most of them, however, are hard to predict. But one theme is already emerging. Businesses are becoming more like the technology itself, more adaptable, more interwoven, and more specialized. So let me repeat again the message of this conversation. The wow is not about on-demand IT. It's about on-demand business innovation. So let's take a look first at how work works in the cloud and business process management, or BPM. For BPM is the cornerstone of enterprise cloud computing. What is BPM? It's about managing end-to-end business processes. What's a business process? It's the complete set of transactional and collaborative activities that bring value to your customers. In short, business processes are how work gets done. If we look at this conceptual architecture, we'll see that today companies have, down at the bottom, their legacy enterprise systems, ERP, supply chain management, and so forth. And through the mechanisms of web services and SOA, we're able to bring processes out of these existing heritage systems and bring them to a fourth tier, which is all about process-oriented systems, dynamic customer-oriented processes. We've had business process automation for many years. What we're talking now is business process management, because companies have individual programs, campaigns, and initiatives where they need to bring about situational business processes and give them the agility they need to change at the pace of business without having to dip down into technology infrastructure for every change in the business. In the old days, a value chain was a linear, monolithic entity. Today, you've got to think about value webs. Here is the monolithic linear chart transformed, where we have our customers, our company, our core trading partners, and our suppliers and their suppliers all coming together to create a dynamic value web and delivering value. So here today we talk about the business operations platform, a platform where various clouds from suppliers and my company's end-to-end business process management can be managed. Yesterday it was the internet. Today it's the intercloud. For example, here we're talking about my company wanting to introduce a new technology and a new product. We've outsourced things to Flextronics in Singapore, who in turn uses Avaro's supplier information management systems, and Workday human capital management. We turn to Google Apps. We turn to Broadvision's EMU merchandising so that we're able to take advantage of the fact that when our new product is so outstanding that it creates a new swarm at Facebook, we're able to respond, including building out Cloudburst from Amazon Web Services. In short, the only thing linear today in a value chain is the goal. We're talking about processes on demand. We're talking about choreography. We're talking about situational business processes. Now with SOA and Web 2.0 in the cloud, the world shifts from using information technology for transaction and information management to a far more organic business technology, or BT, for collaboration and interaction management. Cloud computing is indeed the next step in the evolution of the Internet as a source of services. It's those services that users are interested in, not the underlying technologies. A service represents a unit of business, not a unit of technology. Services can be bundled, unbundled, and rebundled at the speed of business to form new dynamic business processes. Service-oriented architecture is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But what is service-oriented architecture? Ask 100 people, you'll get 150 different definitions. But the bottom line, SOA is about connecting the dots. And there are many new dots to connect with everything as a service. Now let's turn to Web 2.0. Web 2.0 is not a new technology shift, but rather a usage paradigm shift based on the simplicity of use. We have to ask the question, why is consumer IT so simple and enterprise IT so complex? And by the way, did I mention Web 3.0? Web 1.0 was read-only, brochureware. Web 2.0 is read-write. You can have your own blog, your own wiki. Web 3.0 will be the intelligent read-write-execute system in the cloud. The key behind Web 2.0 is much about social media. Social media means that we're connecting not computers to computers, we're connecting people to people. You are the web. You are the cloud. People want to connect to you, not to information systems. And by the way, your fancy corporate website is the last place customers go to get information. Social media are centered on the interactions of people, so we need to pay special attention to human interactions. Today everything is about 2.0. We've got Web 2.0, Enterprise 2.0, Office 2.0, the list goes on. But what's interesting is the fact that all this 2.0 stuff, could it be too wonderful to be true? Well, probably. For now we have Information Overload 2.0. Back in 2005, Bill Gates, in an email prior to Microsoft's CEO conference, wrote, "To tackle these challenges, information worker software needs to improve." Well, Microsoft indeed seems intent on providing the tools needed to organize human activities around information, while at the same time taming information overload. But is that enough? It's not enough to organize human activities around information. It must be organized around the work itself. In the emerging process age, where a company's business processes are the key to effectiveness, it's now time to organize human activities around the work itself. For here is where we are today. With all these Web 2.0 communications facilities of email, fax, phone, face-to-face meetings, reports, blogs, wikis, social nets, and on, we've created a real mess. Certainly we have communications going on, new channels of communication, but in many cases the collaboration is just implied. What we need is explicit collaboration via a human interaction management system, where work is centered around projects, Project A, Project B, and with the use of technologies to underpin getting work done through collaboration, we're going to need technologies such as negotiate and commit speech acts, role activity theory, mobile processes using Milner's pi calculus, multi-agent systems, choreography methods, and by the way, modern businesses including human interactions, are surrounded by multiple and disparate IT systems. So we can look at two ways that people are involved in business processes. One is as cogs in a workflow where they're asked to approve or not approve predefined next steps, or do this task, or post this transaction, or escalate this problem, or as knowledge workers. So here we are then with a relationship between human interaction management systems and our existing IT systems. The human interaction management systems are certainly core to moving forward with competitive advantage, but still must be integrated with today's IT systems such as vertical applications, workflow BPM, enterprise content management, business activity management, document management, product lifecycle management, business rules, and so forth. In summary, we're looking at the evolution of process management from workflow to business process management involving choreography and orchestration, and finally to human interaction management, where we're talking about roles, stories, and agreements based on contracts from interactions with speech acts. Let's move on and take a quick peek at innovation in the cloud. Open innovation. No longer can companies win the innovation arms race from the inside out using internal R&D, research and development. Instead, they should turn the table to outside-in innovation. For today, if you look at the economist theories of punctuated equilibrium, we've got to be able to reach out to our customer communities and anticipate our customers' needs even before they do. Once we can anticipate those needs, we can then reach to the supplier network to fulfill those needs. It's all about sense and respond. Customers become prosumers. They're extracting value from the value chain. We've got to get in between them and the business resources of suppliers that are necessary in order to meet those new and upcoming needs. So basically, your company will cease to become a seller and instead become a buyer for your customers. In short, the rate of change now is exponential, and process innovation is its engine. And now to a subject dear to many of our hearts, and that is the end of management and the rise of bioteams. If you've heard the term biomimicry, where you imitate nature to build physical things, bioteams is all about imitating nature to look at how humans communicate to form high-performance teams. This is all about management innovation. We're moving from command and control to connect and collaborate. Transparency becomes the invisible hand of management control. For in a process-managed enterprise, command and control leadership gives way to connect and collaborate, where every member of a business team is a leader. It's all about acting on opportunities and letting others lead the leader when they know best about getting stuff done. In the cloud, self-organizing, self-managed teams will swarm as complex adaptive systems to seize new opportunities in the brave new world of total global competition. Now in the book .cloud, there are 17 action items, but one first principle. It's called architecture. Cloud-oriented business architecture is a combination of service-oriented architecture and process-oriented architecture. The two coming together give us the opportunity to create an entire new business operations platform to bring agility and innovation to our corporations. The 17 action items listed in the book basically add up to management, not technical innovation, management innovation. For although the cloud enables radical change, it's the culture of the firm that will determine the outcome. Permission, risk tolerance, cultivating lots of small bets, these are some of the earmarks of a cloud-oriented business culture. So now you know. The WOW isn't about on-demand IT, it's about on-demand business innovation. So lead, follow, or get out of the way. Yesterday, the internet. Today, the inner cloud. I'll leave you with one question. What can be done in the cloud will be done. Will you be the doer or the one done in? Thank you